Hi, everybody. Welcome back to Client Side Chats. We're continuing our series with Grace Marin, president and founder of PX Coaching Limited. Hi, Grace.
How you doing, James?
I'm doing well, thank you. I know we're continuing this series. What if you could read people's minds? And I find that fascinating. The first series, we definitely went over DISC, and you'll have to definitely pay attention to that if you want to know what DISC was all about. I know this second one, we're actually going to talk about priorities, fears, motivators, different perspectives, those kinds of things with the different types of people that they are. And of course, this is definitely helping people out in leadership roles, and really knowing and understanding the people that you work with or the people that you're leading. So, Grace, I'm not the one here that should be doing all the talking. Let me give it over to you. You're the expert in this area. I'm learning quite a bit from this, and I trust our audiences as well. So please, Grace, go ahead.
Excellent. I'm just going to do a quick overview. So the DISC
Yes.
model stands for D for dominance, I
Mm-hmm.
for influence, S for steadiness, and C for conscientiousness.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to just share very briefly. And as I do, I'd like you to think about people in your life, whether professionally or personally, and even past work relationships, to see if people's names pop up. And I ask you to do that because when I first went through this course, I'm actually an authorized dealer for DISC. So
Ah.
I actually administer these assessments to my coaching clients. And it's
Ah.
really fascinating because it's customized to how you answer the online assessment, and the report that comes back to you is customized to you. So real quick, for each style, I'd like to just review their priorities as well as their fears. And as
Ah.
I read them, I'd like you to, again, think of a name, a face, and I'm going to ask maybe what feelings come up. And James, I'm going to put you on the spot because you're my partner here, okay?
Yeah, no worries. I've already thought of someone, so we're good.
Okay.
So go
So
ahead.
for the dominant style, the priorities you'll see very easily, whether in meetings or just even in email or the way they speak, their priorities are around getting immediate results at all cost. So taking immediate action, very much about challenging themselves and others in the workplace and maybe also personally, even when it's not even dealing with work. Their fears are around losing control, being
Ah.
taken advantage of. They do not like to be vulnerable. That's like kryptonite
Uh-huh.
for a D style. Okay. Somebody come to mind?
Yeah, for me it does. Yeah, I
Okay.
can think of it. The manager was very much a micromanager,
Mhm.
really concerned about how others perceive them in the workplace. And I sensed it was a fear that they might be either uh, put into a position where they were kind of cast aside, or
Right.
maybe passed over for the next promotion, or even possibly terminated. So
Mhm.
interesting, interesting.
Now, as I'm reading, I also want you to pay attention to think maybe I am that style. So think about what style you might be. I know what I am, but I don't
Uh-huh.
know what you are yet, James. So um, listening in. So for the I style, the influence style, their priorities are around expressing enthusiasm. Think cheerleader. They love to take action as well. They're both D's and I's are very fast paced. They're known for that. They walk fast, they talk fast. You can see them a mile away. Their energy is just coming out of them, right? They
Hmm.
love to be encouraging and collaborating. And their biggest fears are around social rejection, disapproval, loss of being an influencer, and being ignored. They do not like to be ignored.
Yeah.
So, does someone come to mind?
Oh, definitely. Even somebody who, in fact, several people do come to mind on this.
Okay.
And it's interesting, even the fears part, I think most people who are like that would say, that's not true. I really don't fear that, but yet exhibit that when that actually occurs. So
100%.
fascinating, fascinating. Okay,
And
good
most
deal.
people are very much blind to
Ah,
their own fears
yeah.
because it's really not easy to face our own fears and to really humble ourselves to say, yeah, I'm being a jerk because blah, blah, blah.
Yep.
So the S style, the priorities for an S style is giving support, maintaining stability. They also love to collaborate. So they share that collaboration with the I style, but the difference between the I and the S is I's are very fast paced, want to get things done yesterday. The S style could wait till next month and it's all cool. They just like
Ah,
steady stream,
yep.
no drastic upticks on things. Their fears, obviously, around loss of stability,
Uh-huh.
change. They don't like change.
Mm.
So think about some team members that might be that way, or yourself. Loss of harmony is a really tough thing for the S style. And they really, beyond the average person, they do not like to offend others. It feels like soul crushing to
Yeah.
offend somebody else. So that's the S style. For
Yeah.
the C style, their priorities are around ensuring accuracy, also similar to the S style, maintaining stability,
Hmm.
and they like to challenge other people's assumptions. They won't take things at face value. And their fears are around being criticized, being accused of submitting not perfect work because they really are about the details.
Hmm.
They really don't like to be wrong.
Oh.
It's not just like you can just shrug it off their back. No, this is, it cuts to the quick for them. So this style tends to be very methodical, very slow, kind of like the S and C styles are a little bit moderate pace, slower in a meeting. They don't speak up very much.
Yeah.
And if you pay attention, if the pay attention to who's talking the most, they're probably the D or the I style. And I've done a workshop and I had the DISC in 4 different quadrants of a conference room. And one person actually said, notice who's talking. It was only the D's and the I's that were talking. They were actually acting their style.
Yep.
And so it was really fascinating because these people actually work together. And for the first time, they've been exposed of, now you're reading my mind. You're reading why I'm acting the way I am.
Yeah. Yeah.
So those are the main differences. There's more, like their motivators, as well as what you'll notice at face value, and
Uh-huh.
also their limitations.
Mm.
But right now, I'd like to just stop there because there's just so much. There's so many good points of learning.
No, agreed. And I know you have an online course that really does get into this, that helps quite a bit. As we progress in our series here, we do have 2 more that are coming up that will dive a little bit into that kind of thing. But nonetheless, so I know at the beginning you had said, gee, we can maybe see what kind of style you are, meaning me.
Yes.
And I'm the disc style. So what I'm going to do is play a little bit with our audience. And that is this: there are many people who know me through this kind of media outlet, but there are many of them who also know me as an individual,
Mhm.
both in the workplace and as well as outside of the workplace. So I am open to the idea that once this gets posted and everything puts out there, I would love to see what people would write back in the post with
Oh, that's
regard to
perfect.
what style they think
Mhm.
I am predominantly. And they can use 1 or 2, but let's see what they say. I know what I am already, but it would be interesting to see what they have to say because I think that helps them learn as well. So that's great. Thank you, Grace.
So let me ask you, were you ever a recipient of a DISC assessment before?
A while back, and
Okay.
I do
You know.
recall what it was like, and
Okay.
I found it pretty close. Let's put it
Yeah.
that way. And
Yeah.
I think over time I've also morphed a little bit. I think
Mhm.
that does happen, but it's very helpful because then it helps you to really understand why you react the way you do at times, and
Yes.
also in your leadership style, what you really need to do to employ. The one thing I learned, it took me a while to really figure this out, was that one type of leadership does not apply to all. You really do lead not only as a facilitator in a group, but also in dealing with individuals. That,
Yes.
by the way, helps from a safety process success. So
Exactly.
really makes a difference in your safety system and how you can get success from it by doing these things. So great. All right.
Thank
Grace,
you.
thank you again. So look forward to the next series that we have coming up, and we'll talk to you soon. Thank you.